Hey there, Bronco fans. I'm David Gentile here with the new commissioner of the West Coast Conference, third full-time commissioner in WCC history. It's Lynn Holzman taking over for Jamie Zaninovich here in the 2014-15 season. Commissioner, to put it in your words, you said you've been in the big chair for 4 months now. How's everything been going in that transition for you?
It's been going well. It's been certainly, and to some degree, there's no honeymoon period when you are a internal candidate who gets the position. But I'm actually thankful for everything that I knew, having worked at the West Coast Conference for about 18 months before that, and it's made the transition a little bit more seamless. But that's certainly also with the understanding that we have a lot of things that we're working through as a conference, and we want to make sure that we continue to progress and get better, particularly in our men's and women's basketball. One of the reasons that we're here today.
A lot of progression within the conference when Jamie Zaninovich was at the head of it. What were you able to learn from him spending 18 months here at the WCC that you can now apply taking over in that conference commissioner role?
Well, obviously, Jamie did a lot of great things with regard to exposure, and he set a great foundation that we're able to build on. And that includes both our long-term agreements that we have with ESPN, our regional sport network providers such as Time Warner, where we're at today. And then also, Jamie set the foundation for the W.TV, our digital network, and now we're moving into we're in the second year of that. So I've learned a tremendous amount from him. Also, Jamie, the experience that he brought from the different stops along his career, that was also invaluable, and I think why he and I had such a great partnership there, and then what I was able to bring to that partnership from the experiences I had at the national office for 16 years.
You mentioned working for the NCAA, a lot of areas like compliance, several different facets of sports, Title IX, gender issues that programs, athletes, coaches need to know about. What's the importance of educating them and making sure they're well-rounded on those issues that are off the court?
Well, all of those issues in college athletics, particularly in this day and age, as we're looking at a lot of the issues that have been happening on the national landscape, whether it's the 5 conferences that have autonomy power, or and then the waterfall, or what happens as a result of that when we're looking at potential legislative changes coming up, such as cost of attendance, and then for us as a conference, when our institutions and we as a conference talk about the commitments that it takes to continue to be successful in men's basketball, in that regard, the fairness aspect in the sense of gender equity and all those things are certainly things that need to be part of the conversation, and they are. So that's some of the insights and experiences that I bring to the table, along with our other great leaders within this conference as we have those dialogues.
A lot of great schools here in the West Coast Conference. I went to Gonzaga undergrad. My brother's a USD grad. Now I'm here at Santa Clara, so I've gotten to see an inside look at 3 of these schools. You get a unique opportunity to really take a look at these 10 member institutions, what they're about both academically and athletically. What do you like overall about the West Coast Conference?
I mean, to be frank, I came to the West Coast Conference from the national office because of this conference and the schools that are part of it. We are a group of 10 private institutions that's values-based, and the role that college athletics has in the development of our student athletes, what it means on our campuses, and what it means to our programs, how successful we are academically and also competitively. That's what makes our conference so great, so awesome, and what attracts great student athletes, coaches, and administrators to our conference. There's something really special about this, and in this time in which there's a lot of noise in Division I college athletics, I believe we have it right, and I'm proud of what the West Coast Conference is about in schools like Santa Clara, Gonzaga, and all the others that you went to. But it's something to be really proud of, and that's something we're going to continue to reinforce, is about everything that's great about the West Coast Conference, our student athletes, and what they're able to do both on the court and off the court.
And as you continue to work for the development of the conference, one of the things you were working on before you became commissioner was the next 3-year strategic plan. What are some new points of emphasis that players, fans, and coaches around the conference can expect to see in the near horizon?
There's really 4 pillars that the plan is built around, and that's under leadership, our student athlete, the experience our student athletes have, competitiveness, and then also exposure. As I said before, this plan is really a continuation of a lot of the great things that my predecessor did and the commitment of our schools. So in the exposure realm, the foundation that was put in place there. Well, this year we have 90 of our men's basketball games that are going to be available cable through both linear TV, digital, and everything, and that's a continued progression of that in that exposure realm. But I guess if there's one thing to point out in this next strategic plan that the fans and others will really see is that our continued commitment to both, as I said before, the academic success of our student athletes and competitively. We are nationally competitive in men's basketball, women's volleyball, several other sports. And in this environment, us sustaining and continuing to make significant progress in that is going to be a challenge, but we believe through our conference strategic plan and with our member institutions, we're going to be able to do that. And it's going to be the devil in the details around all of that, but that's really what we're committed to doing, and the plan reinforces.
You mentioned a lot of nationally competitive sports. Do you have a particular favorite sport that you like to come out and watch here in the WCC?
Not necessarily. I'm a sports junkie, so I'm one of those people that just enjoys sport for the beauty of sports. So it could be something that I have never played in my life that I am in awe sitting there watching some of our student athletes perform. And that could be from the range of, I have played golf, not very good, but I do enjoy actually going to the golf championship and seeing that. I was a basketball student athlete myself, so I certainly hold that near and dear to my heart is basketball, whether it's men's or women's basketball. But across the board, the soccers, the volleyballs, all of that. I'm a sports junkie, so we have great competitive atmospheres here and programs. So another great thing about the West Coast Conference.
Commissioner Lynn Holzman, 4 months in the big chair at the West Coast Conference. Looking forward to seeing what the rest of this here and the rest of the future holds for the WCC. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Getting my feet squared to the basket. What are some things that you look for as a shooter?
For me, it's just space. If I got space, I'm probably going to let that thing go.
You heard it. His favorite food is fufu with a bususu. How about you, Kai?